Hey everyone, this is Haunting Girl and I'm back. I know it's been a while since I posted that last video about my experiences in Gettysburg, but I have been really tired lately, and I know it's like, 8 o'clock in the morning technically, it's 7:56. I've been trying to do a video for the past few nights after my dad was able to fix my printer, but I've just been falling asleep like really early, so I'm deciding until later that I'm going to try to do my videos in the daytime if I have time. But anyway, with the Gettysburg stories completely ended with a banger, as if I would say that. We are starting now with our Washington, D.C. tour, and I always knew Washington, D.C. was haunted because of how old it is and what happened there in the past, but I never knew how haunted it was until I was looking up stories for it. And let me just say, whoa. So, let's begin. During the daytime, Washington, D.C. is a historical tourist attraction. But once the sun goes down, the echoes from the past comes back to life to tell their stories. Washington, D.C., the capital of the United States of America, is a place where history and folklore are woven into an unbreakable thread. The first president oversaw its construction, and its land was product of backroom negotiations that still go on today. Folklore saved a colonial-era house from destruction. Now, the old stone house stands as the oldest building still on its original foundation, with perhaps one of the meanest spirits trapped within its walls. It's the oldest unchanged building in the District of Columbia. The city's past pre-revolutionary building on the original foundation is found in the Swordstown neighborhood, which was experiencing a boom of people as the capital was taking shape. It became a port of selling of tobacco. Built in 1765 by Christopher and Rachel Lehman, it is an example of funicular architecture. Its thick stones were built from stone quarried from a few miles away and ballast to the port of Swordstown. A ballast stone kept the boats at the proper frequency. Stones would be offloaded or added depending on the ship's carrier weight. The 2 foot thick walls of the house were built to conserve heat and protect against the elements. The floor is packed down dirt. The ceiling is low to converse the land around the house and was used to plant herbs, vegetation and fruit trees, and various animals like chicken, cows, and pigs to produce all the milk, eggs, butter, and meat the family needed. African American slaves would have been farm labor. The house was added on to 3 stages, which explains why the inside feels disoriented. Christopher died unexpectedly in 1765, so his widow, Rachel, sold the property to another widow named Cassandra Sue. Mrs. Sue was a wealthy woman with multiple properties around Georgetown and at least 6 African American slaves to her name. She was able to have on a proper kitchen and added the second and third floors. The materials were of higher quality, and the style is entirely different. It feels like the house passed from Mrs. Sue to her eldest daughter, Mary Smith Rumley. She was wealthy like her mother, and started the tradition of using a home as a place of business. She also owned slaves at least 15. In 1826, inventory of her possessions. At least one slave, Timothea, could buy her and her daughter's freedom for $201. African Americans made up at least a third of the population of Georgetown by the mid-1800s. Without the hard labor they were forced to take on, the town wouldn't have prospered or grown as big as it did. The house was spared destruction by an interesting bit of folklore. After the Revolutionary War against the British, America as a new country needed a new capital. It was agreed that Virginia and Maryland would give up land to create a new city. President George Washington appointed Pierre Charles Lee Enfant to design the city's layout. In 1791, he and the president would hold their surfing meetings in Shooter's Tavern, owned by John Shooter. Shooter's son, John Shooter Sr., I wonder how you say that one 5 times fast, was reunited a room at the old stone house. For years it was believed that the President Washington and Lee Enfant were meeting at the old stone house. This prompted a sign to be hung at the proclaimed house to be George Washington headquarters. Excuse me. This law was the reason the wrecking ball never came to the old house. The house passed through various hands over the years. Many businesses opened up shop inside, such as a paint shop, clockmaker, and haberdashery hat-maker, and was even home of suspected Earl in the early 1900s. The latest business house was the Parkway Monitor Company, a used car dealership in the 1850s. A petition had gone around Georgetown to save Washington's survey headquarters, and the National Park jumped to save the building because of its historical significance. They purchased it for $90,000 over to $800,000 that would be today. In 1953. A historian looked into the history and discovered conclusively that the famous meetings were held in Sterner's Tavern. However, the NPS had already paid for the old stone house to be renovated, making it a house museum. The house was returned to its 1800s era architecture and layout. Any additions or changes from 19th or 20th centuries were removed and replaced with the period-accurate counterparts. The parking lot behind the building that sold used cars was ripped out, and an English garden stands there today. The house was furnished to match the period. At least 85% of the house is period accurate. Most of the furnishings were donated by Georgetown residents themselves. The only piece original to the house was the grandfather clock built by John Jr. Jr. It had been sold, but the NPS located the clock and brought it and returned it to its rightful place almost 200 years later. Between modern-day Business and Wesley Streets, the house stands as a time capsule for curious tourists and students. However, its peaceful visitors can lead on astray. After all, one of the city's nastiest spirits apparently lives inside. A building cannot exist for over 200 years without some tragedy and death within the walls. There are no real tales to explain that the house supposedly mirrored spirits, though. Over the years, at least 11 different spirits have been seen or heard inside the home, and no real explanation of who they are, or why they're there. Some of these ghosts include a woman in a brown dress, a blonde man with blonde hair and blue jacket, and a woman in a rocking chair on the third floor have all been seen. There are also two men in colonial era clothing. A young girl who likes to run up and down the stairs, and an African American boy, a boy named Zoe, who plays on the third floor. A craftsman carpenter who might be Christopher Lehman himself. After listening to the abundance in the house, translucent women are seen cooking in the kitchen. A woman with a lantern moves around at night. The sounds of the children running and laughing have been heard all over the house. Both the faces of men and women have been seen staring out the house's windows. Electronic voice phenomena, EVP, have been caught in the house. Recordings where noises or speaking are recorded but not heard by people in the area. These have included grunts, growls, and whispering. None of the spirits in the home are as infamous as George, the meanest and cruelest of all. In some stories, he was murdered in his previous life, and found that couldn't explain his wickedness. There have been many stories of George attacking people by biting, scratching, pushing, and choking them. Ladies be warned, he especially hates women, and will attack them first if they enter his third floor bedroom. There are even rumors that spirits have stabbed someone and sexually assaulted others. A feeling of dread will follow people around the house while on tour. There are cold spots in the middle of the intense Virginia summer that solidify resume to warm up. This is believed to be George's icy presence demanding you to leave before he meets you. The National Park Service turned over the old stone house to Rock Creek Parkway and is part of the Urban Natural Area. It's been a National Historical Landmark since 1973. Because of the neighborhoods and stores around it, the house is now valued at over $7 million. The glimpse into the past it offers to the suspectors and priceless, however. Just beware if you're a woman, and maybe skip the upper levels of the house to be safe. There are plenty of other spirits crammed into the tiny home. You can try to reach out instead. So George seems like a really nice person. Not. So When I go up to the first floor, maybe. Will I emigrate to the old stone house? Probably not at night. Because right now, Washington DC, if you live there, I'm sorry, but like, it's crazy at night. I don't know if I would go there. There are a lot of places I will go, but this one, I'm not sure because of how evil it sounds. And when I read it online, I was like, there was a lot I couldn't put into this video, and I was like, so, when I go there, I don't know. When I want to, maybe. Anyway, thank you for watching my videos. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. As always, I am Haunted Mo, and this is my channel. I'll spook you later. Until next time, pleasant dreams.